Hi everyone, good day. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, and also kindly watch advertisements in case it pops up on your screen. Please do not skip, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. So guys, ever since former President Buhari died, so many people have been dragging him online. Many people that couldn't even talk while he was still there. But then again, personally I feel bygone is bygone. When someone is alive you can drag the person, but then again there's this say that said you should always respect the dead. So guys, on today's news, Sowore has something to say to the former president of Nigeria. Everybody have been saying what they wanted to say, but Sowore decided to put in. Sowore is a human rights activist, in case you don't know him, and he was a former presidential candidate. So he made this statement about the former president Muhammad Buhari's legacy. So Sowore accused him of presiding over a regime defined by failure, corruption, and human suffering. So in an interview, this interview Sowore granted it on Punch. Sowore described Buhari's time in office as a betrayal of the trust of a nation, asserting that the former president used Nigeria to prolong his own life while shortening the lives of millions. So now, according to Sowore, no amount of funeral diplomacy can change that. Sowore also said that he pushed back against claims that Buhari's legacy was marked by integrity and patriotism. Buhari came to power on the wings of hope and left on the wings of despair. His tenure was not marked by transformation but by regression. He ran a government where empathy died, where dreams were crushed, and where mediocrity reigned supreme, he said. So also addressing criticism that he continued to speak against Buhari even after he has died. Sowore said the truth must be told regardless of sentiment. Fairness is owed first to the living. Nigeria is filled with mass-buyed people, dogged by Buhari's failures and wickedness for victims of extrajudicial buying, banditry, hunger, poverty, and wahala people, including neglect. He also said, are we to pretend that the man who supervised so much suffering deserves silence now that he's died? That would be a greater injustice. History doesn't stop when a man died. Memory doesn't take a break. Those who hold public office, especially at the highest level, must know that their legacy belongs to the people, not their family or fan base or they died. So I also insisted that history must be honest and uncompromising. I have no personal hatred for Buhari, but I do have a deep responsibility to speak the truth. We must stop canonizing failed leaders simply because they are no longer here to defend themselves. Let their actions speak for them. Buhari's own record is enough indictment. He concluded with a warning for the future. Now that he is gone, Nigeria must have the courage to tell the truth, if not for the died, then for the living and the unborn. We owe it to ourselves to stop recycling false legacies. Let Buhari's story be a warning, not a model. During his 8-year tenure as Nigeria president, Buhari became widely known for his frequent foreign medical trips, particularly to the United Kingdom. These trips, often shrouded in secrecy, sparked national debate and criticism, especially given Buhari's earlier campaign promises to end medical tourism and improve Nigeria's healthcare system. Buhari's first known medical trip occurred on Friday, 2016, less than a year into his presidency. Officially described as a short vacation, it was later revealed that he had also sought medical attention during his stay in London. Just a few months later, in June 2016, he returned to the UK for treatment of an ear infection. This trip drew criticism from the Nigerian Medical Association, which pointed out that Nigeria had qualified specialists capable of handling such a condition. The most significant controversial of Buhari medical absence began in January 2017, when he left Nigeria for what was referred as a medical vacation. He remained in London for 50 days, returning in March. Barely 2 months later, in May 2017, he departed again for further treatment and stayed abroad for an unprecedented 104 days. The nature of his illness was never officially disclosed, fueling speculation and concern about the president's capacity to govern. During this period, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo served as an acting president. In 2018, Buhari made another brief medical trip to London in May, reportedly for a follow-up consultation. After a relatively quiet period, he resumed his medical visit in 2021, traveling to the UK in March for a routine checkup. This trip coincided with a strike by Nigerian doctors, highlighting the irony of the president seeking care abroad while the domestic healthcare system was in wahala. He returned to London again in June and July of that year for further treatment. In 2022, Buhari made at least two more medical trips to the UK, one in March and another in October. These visits were described as routine medical checkups. His final no-medical trip as president occurred in May 2023, shortly after attending the coronation of King Charles III. He reportedly extended his stay in London to undergo a dental procedure. In total, Buhari is believed to have spent over 230 days abroad for medical reasons during his presidencies. The financial cost of these trips, particularly the operation and maintenance of the presidential jet, was estimated by some media outlets to range between 1.1 billion naira and 5.4 billion naira. These figures do not include the cost of medical care, accommodation, or the accompanying delegation. The present reliance on foreign healthcare drew sharp criticism from civil society groups, medical professionals, and political opponents. Many viewed it as a betrayal of his campaign promises and a stark symbol of the government's neglect of Nigeria's healthcare infrastructure. And then again, like I already said, good name is better than silver. Good name is better than silver or gold. That is just the truth. That is one of the things they taught us while growing up. In as much as it's painful, like he's no longer here, but then again, his legacy lives on. And ever since he died, they have been dragging him up, center, and middle. Okay? But then, what is the way forward? This is bygone. He used to be the president, not anymore. What is the way forward? What is the way forward? How can Nigeria be pushed further? So, people are also saying a lot of things because it's not what he's doing that's another person. Some are even dragging Sore to let the man rest, while some are dragging the man saying that he deserves more. And then the truth of this whole thing is that no one can prolong life and no one can short, no matter how rich or poorer they are. It is God who gives long life, and that is just the truth. Life cannot be bought, although good health can. But then again, let us just stay safe out there, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, watch advertisements, and leave a comment in the comment section. I want to read from you, okay? And also remember to stay safe out there. No matter what you're going through, guys, stay safe, stay happy, and with time, everything will be alright. Because nothing lasts forever. No hardship lasts forever. Hopefully, at the end of it all, you all will smile because there is light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video, guys. Have a great day. Bye.